So we wanted to do a photo shoot, so what we needed to do before we started the photo shoot was go down to the LA River and find some rocks. And nobody's gonna collect any rocks for you, so you need to do it yourself. For this artwork, we're gonna have a picture of us sitting by this fire, this really fake fire, but it's important, it's so important that we get some real rocks to put in front of the fake fire. And these rocks then turned into this campfire made from this fan, and this campfire fan we took a picture in front of, and then we made it into this wonderful art. And this is gonna be the central image of all of the single art and the album art when it comes out. So that's where we're starting. And then I'm gonna build it up into what is this final piece. So here we are, and I decided to work on paper. I like working on paper because it's cheap, and I'm cheap, and I think I get a little too scared to make mistakes when I'm working with more expensive materials. So I got an airbrush for my birthday last year. I'd been dreaming about getting an airbrush. I thought, oh man, it's gonna change everything. It's gonna change my life. It's gonna let me paint the way that I want to paint. And you already know this, but of course it didn't. The learning curve on that thing is outrageous. And while I'm nowhere where I want to be in skill level with it, I still decided that, you know what, that's what I'm gonna make the first single art out of. I was like, I wanna airbrush a beautiful sky. I love painting the sky. It never gets old for me, It's so cheesy. Of course, it's so cheesy. What's more cheesy than sentimental than painting the sky? But I love it. I don't care. And here's where I want to say I started to test things out. But I wasn't really testing things out. I was just going for it and messing up a whole bunch. Let me tell you, I started this thing 3 different times before I got it. I'm going to show you a little bit of each because I think it's still pretty interesting. First, I just overworked it because I wasn't really sure what I was doing, even though I was hoping that it would turn out pretty good. And I ended up overworking things and getting the colors pretty muddy. So I started over again, and I got a base that I liked, but then it was too light. We wanted a more dramatic sunset, and by the 3rd time I had really figured it out, because you know what I did? I said, oh, I guess I just need to go look at the sky. And I stopped painting, and I started going on sunset walks. And you notice a lot, just from observation. It's so simple, but it really makes so much of a difference when you just look at the thing. I like being in a band because I get to dabble around like crazy. I like to treat music making, I like to treat being in a band much like an art project. And it's great for someone like me who doesn't like to focus too long on one thing. There are so many aspects to it. You have the performance, of course, and the music making, but on top of that, you get to do videos, you get to do the art flyers, you get to talk about it, you get to, Jesus Christ, you get to make fashion, you get to make merch. And I love all of that as one big piece of art, right? Hour of the Time Majesty 12 to me is this one unified piece of art that involves a lot of people, actually. Do it yourself is a weird term because it's a community, right? It's a community word where you're pooling resources essentially to, make things together. At this point, I'm switching over to just painting with acrylic. I was using golden high flow acrylic for the airbrush, and now I'm just using some golden acrylic with a retarder to make things real wet and real workable. So we're just working in the clouds, and we're making things. We're cutting out a little bit more of the sky. And I got it to a good place. And you ever make a piece and then you think, oh wow, this looks good. And then you go to sleep and you wake up the next day and you look at it again. And like, what does this remind me of? And it's hard to make art that doesn't remind you of something else, especially I think with the internet, because we can just look at things all the time and look things up. It's just like, oh. So I was looking at this painting and I was like, oh man, this looks like Looney Tunes. This looks like Wile E. Coyote sky. And I was okay with it. I think that's okay. I think that is just fine and pretty befitting of us. And it was what Spooky was thinking of too. He wanted something like a real cowboy kind of sky. We've got the image. Now we need to get the image into the computer. So we gotta go see Albert, and it's great. It's great to go see Albert because his house is full of the most interesting stuff. And Albert's like a Swiss Army knife of artists. He's just multi-talented and has a great freaking attitude. While Albert was scanning in the painting, I got my fortune told by Zoltar. And you know what? He called me old. And I was offended at first, but then he printed out the fortune and it was so incredibly small and I couldn't read it. And I thought, damn, yeah, he's right. But the gist of the fortune was I was going to have a dream about the sun, and then all my wildest dreams would come true. I would have no money problems, and then I would be able to give people money. And I thought, oh, that sounds great. But I have yet to dream of the sun. But my dreams lately have been like I'm driving a U-Haul through the desert and I'm rescuing a child from a murderer kind of dream. So I don't know. Listen, when I dream of the sun, I'll let you know. I'll give you $5. So Albert also does aura photography. I think that stuff is fun. He took a picture of us, and he's taken our pictures before, but he wanted to try doing a double exposure where he lined up our faces. So I took my picture and then Spooky took his picture. And oh my God, the result is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's so uncanny. We can't even, I have it still, but like I can't even look at it. But I'm gonna make you look at it. Look at it for a while. See how it makes you feel. But I'm not gonna end on that. I'll end on this nice image of us just with a beautiful aura photo of just the two of us. Thanks for being here with me. Thanks for letting me talk about this art process. I like art. I think it's great. It's good for your heart, good for your soul, whatever that is, good for your mind. And you should make something. Even if you think that you're bad at it, if you think that it's not good, I genuinely want to see everybody's art. I want to see it. So if you think nobody cares, you can at least know that I do. I care. So I'll see you next time. In the meantime, go make something.